What's up, people? Got Joe Who here, and it's time for another movie review. Well, it didn't work out so well with the wind, but yeah, I decided today to do a review on my nice, beautiful deck on this beautiful day. Oh yeah, check this out. I saw this today in the store. I just had to get this. A lighter with a fucking guitar that looks like a Dean ML. Fucking dime bag lighter, people. Hell yes. Get your pull. Alright, so today I'm going to be talking about a very little known film. Alright, it's, in all actuality, it was a television miniseries produced in 1985. And, I cannot remember the name of the gentleman who was the head of the production. He's a very famous Jewish comedian, television star. I don't remember his name. Guy from back in the 50s. I know it's just slipping my mind right now. But what I'm talking about is Alice in Wonderland / Through the Looking Glass. Is a star-studded 2-part 1985 television musical miniseries. And when I say star-studded, I mean all out. It is Ringo Starr's in there, Telly Savalas, Sherman Hemsley, Sammy Davis Jr., Scott Baio, just a whole bunch of people, Beau Bridges, Carol Channing, just so many people. And this movie is laughed at. It's considered, for some reason I can't understand, I guess maybe because the songs, you know, I don't know. I think the songs are good, but it's considered very campy, you know, and I mean, I guess it is kind of campy, but it's the 80s, and that's part of the charm of the piece. But, you know, I think the songs are very well written. The performances are, you know, very sincere, especially considering, you know, like I said, once again, it was a television miniseries in the 80s, which back in those days, a television miniseries was kind of like, you know, you need some work, you got to do it, you know, maybe you're trying to get your name out for something, I don't know, whatever, but they certainly aren't what they are now, or what they were in the 90s, you know, television miniseries in the 80s, well, after Shogun and the Thornbirds and stuff like that, maybe. But, anyway, this was just a 2-part, 2-movie miniseries, both parts hour and a half long, and in my opinion, it is the most accurate version of Lewis Carroll's tale. You know, it has, like, everything. You know, it's got the Jabberwocky, it's got, you know, the Red Queen. It's got both parts of the story, obviously, clearly from the titles. It's got Alice in Wonderland and Through the Looking Glass and Mirrorland and stuff. And it's got the whole chessboard thing. It's got all of that. And it is 1,000,000 times better than that Tim Burton piece of shit. Okay? I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm a huge Tim Burton fan, huge Johnny Depp fan. With the exception of that movie, I have loved everything the two of them have done together, especially Sweeney Todd and Edward Scissorhands. Maybe I'll do another review of either or both of those movies at some later date. But I digress. You know, I'm not really going to bother getting into the story because, you know, you all know the story. Everybody knows the story. But, another thing that its detractors usually use against it is it has this subplot about, you know, and this was very typical for the 80s and the 90s as well. You know, there's an underlying moral story about Alice having to learn how to grow up, be more mature. And I don't know, for some reason, some people don't like that. I didn't really mind too much. It didn't really affect the story that badly, The one thing that they did have in it, because of that, her needing to mature storyline, they turned Alice into a real whiner and crybaby, And, I mean, yes, okay, you need to have the scene in the beginning, where she cries when she's 9 feet tall and, creates the river of tears, and, that's necessary plot point. But after that, you don't really need to have Alice walking around whining and crying about stuff. Yeah, she's upset, she wants to go home, but for the most part, she's always been a trooper, and this version kind of made her, real childish and whiny. And, I can understand where some people might not like that so much as, the underlying moral aspect of the tale, of her needing to mature. But, it's a very underrated film. Very, very little known, Most people haven't seen it. I saw it when it, not when it originally aired, but when it re-aired, when I was like 3 or 4, so it must have been somewhere around like 1987, 1988, something like that. And I loved it. And then once again, like Return to Oz, could not find anything about it for years. This one's a little bit easier to understand why it is a TV miniseries, kind of gets swept under the rug, But once again, thanks to the internet and the age of sharing and free information, and I was able to find myself a copy of it on eBay. Now, unfortunately, that copy was a shitty burned DVD. But I only paid $10 for it, and it worked, for a while. But now it's on YouTube. I have that. I have Return to Oz. I have quite a few other movies. If any of you guys want to check that out, I have a whole movies playlist. I didn't upload any of them. For some reason, YouTube won't let me. I've tried. But I have a whole playlist of movies on my channel, if you want to check that out. Like I said, including Alice has its own playlist, Alice 1985, but I have a whole movie playlist that includes, like, Return to Oz. I got Ralph Baci's Wizards in there. Whole bunch of movies. At the moment, I think there is 46 movies on there on my YouTube channel. So maybe check that out. Definitely check out the Alice in Wonderland playlist. You need to see that. Alice 1985. It really is, a nice, innocent, enduring version of the tale. And like I said, I think the songs are really well put together. But anyway, alright, I'm Joe Who, and I'm out.